Okay, well, hi everybody. I can tell that you can hear my sound, but you're not getting my video, and I don't know why. So let's start with the screen share. And I can't quite tell just yet. There might be a lag. Is there a lag? Let me get rid of that. That doesn't much better. Huh. This is we're on the air. Oh. How strange. Okay, so let me stop the share now. See what happens. There's me. Okay, hi everybody. Okay. I can tell that you can hear my sound, but you're not getting my video, and I don't know why. And my video is a little bit out of focus. Focus is actually the hubby's job. Yeah, it's still grainy, but I guess it's good enough for now. How strange. Okay, so let me stop the share now, see what happens. There's me. Okay, okay. Alright, yeah, there's definitely a lag. This is strange. Oh, you know what? I bet I know why. I bet I know why. Let me mute this. Yeah, it's still grainy. But okay, can you still hear me? Because I don't know. Yeah, you can still hear me because I still have these. Now let's try the screen sharing again. And I'll tell you what MailBag Monday has in store today while we're waiting to see if any of these things actually might work. And what I want to do today is go over some copy that one of the members of the Zen copywriting group had asked me to look over, and I said I'll do it as a video on MailBag Monday. So his question was, what do you think of this copy? So I told him I would look it over today during the video, and let me try that and see if it works. Are you seeing it? I have no way of knowing. And because it is behind, it's really hard to tell. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Yeah, see, you're not seeing it, and that's a problem. So, okay, I guess what we'll do is we'll go back to regular video. Let's see if you get my video again. Here I am. Okay, and I need to get rid of this. All right. Because that doesn't need to be there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can. So, just in case you can't see the copy, I'm going to, wait, I used to be able to post links in the chat. Where's the chat? Chat, Q&A. There we go, Q&A. And it says it's live. So I'm not sure if I accidentally closed the on-air but kept this open. Google can be very confusing. It says ask your audience questions, but I don't see that happening either. So where's my chat? Chat. Group chat. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link right here in this chat. You can look along with me. And I'll be looking at it while you're looking at it. All right, so this is for counseling, confidential counseling. Well, we should certainly hope so. Listening and supportive Bristol counselor providing a safe, comfortable space to discuss your confidential issues. Well, the first thing I'm noticing here is the use of confidential. I think it should go without saying that your services are confidential. And it's really not a very good USP. It's a benefit, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest benefit. The biggest benefit of counseling is probably reassurance more than anything else. Reassurance that you're not alone So I would definitely go with something like that up there in the header. And as we go down, we start to read something weighing on your mind. Lifestyle Counseling in Bristol can help lighten the load. Well, I think you could do a little bit more of an intro here into what it really feels like to be a person in need of your services. Um, what depression actually feels like, or confusion, or whatever else it is that clients of a counseling service normally feel that would drive them to a counselor. You want to play on that, trouble, you can't get out of bed, you're tired all the time, you are pulling back from your social life, don't really want to spend time with your friends or your family, uh, feeling no direction, feeling confused, can't focus on anything, can't finish anything. These are common problems of people with depression, and you really should have a bit of a story here in the introduction. Not too long, because you want to get to the point early, but at least something that says you know that there's more to what I'm going through than the fact that I have something on my mind. Sure, I could have something on my mind, big deal. We all have stuff on our mind all day, every day. I really need to know that you know that it's way beyond that for me. So that's my first critique here is with that. Now moving on, sometimes in life things can happen that feel so overwhelming, like they're getting completely on top of us. That sentence is a little choppy. I would work on that. We can struggle to handle them. We don't know what to do, and we just don't know which way to. Again, that sentence, again, choppy. We can struggle to handle them. What should be there is but, the word but. But we don't know what to do, and we just don't know which way to turn. It's still not a very good sentence, though. You've got to get a little bit stronger there, and suggest they shouldn't be struggling with how to handle it on their own. No one should have to do that. And that's where the build-up from your story before this is going to come to the point of no one understands, no one can help. You don't have to be alone. You're not alone. Lots of people feel like you do, and you don't have to handle it alone because we're here to help. So that's really where you want to be going in your copy, is down that road of empathy, convincing them that you not only know their pain, but you felt their pain, and you empathize with them. You want to help them. You know how to help them. You've helped others, and that's the road you need to continue down throughout your copy. Right here, things like, I wouldn't say things like, have you ever experienced any of the following? And then this. And here again is another place where you could play on a lot of this pain. Family or personal relationship difficulties, feel like you're just not connecting with the people in your life, pulling away from your friends and your family, not wanting to go out and be social. Stress, feeling anxious, feeling low or depressed, a lack of motivation, apathy, go on about apathy, feel like you just don't care about anything at all anymore. So I would definitely flesh that out a little bit more with words that show, again, the feeling of what these people are feeling. And the easiest way to do that is to talk to them. Now, I'm assuming that this is your actual business, and so you're just writing copy to get a bigger clientele, and so you should already know. But if you don't, what you're really looking for here is you want to go to forums and even blogs where the blog itself is dedicated to depression or anxiety or some kind of disorder, mood disorder, whatever the case may be, and you want to get in there and read what people are saying, how they're feeling. You want to look for those emotional words that describe the anxiousness. One phrase that comes to mind for anxiety is climbing the walls. So you want to look for the things they're saying, because when they're saying them, when you say them back, they're subconsciously coming to the conclusion that you have been there, you have felt their pain, you do know what it's like. So if you've overcome it, of course you can help them because you've overcome it. So, or in your case, you're trained to. And so to discuss counseling today or to book an appointment. Personally, I don't like the word or and a call to action, and I really would not give options to someone, especially in a market like this. I would give a direct call to action, a direct response, call now, book an appointment now, and you can have two separate calls to action in this same piece of copy that have the different calls and test, see which one gets the better results, and then you can always change to that one later. When things like this happen to a friend, talking to a friend or even family can often be a no-go area, as it may be a relationship issue or it may be something that you would just prefer to discuss in confidence with an objective person who can help you and guide you. This is good, but what you want to touch on here is a little more of why. Why do I want someone who's objective? How can you guide me? Why would you want to? And let's see what else. Here, this is repetitive. You just said that. So if you want to do this, say something different, not repeat exactly what you just said. Through sessions with our counselor, you'll be able to gain some understanding of and gain some clarity on some of the choices, decisions, and behaviors that you've experienced. Again, this is very choppy. I would make better decisions for yourself to live a happier life would be much more direct and much more empowering and uplifting, rather than already here they're getting this feeling, because I'm getting it, that you're already telling me I feel like this because of choices and decisions I've made and behaviors that I exhibit. Now, we know that eventually you have to get to that point if you're going to solve this problem, but when you're trying to convince them to book the appointment and come in and talk to you, you don't want to put them in a combative position right off the bat. They don't even want to call you now because they're already thinking you're going to blame them. And that's very common with people in depression, is that they not only get blamed, but they expect to get blamed because they've been blamed so much. It's a terrible problem, depression. So what they need is empathy, support, and guidance without judgment. And really, without judgment is probably going to be one of the biggest things you're going to want to put out there as a benefit of working with you, that there's no judgment. If you feel that you need some assistance and guidance with current life issues, and you would like to talk about it with someone trained to listen and help, call LifeStart and book your appointment today. That's not too bad. I would just, again, get back to the point. Not if you feel that you need. I wouldn't go there. I would go with, it's time to get some assistance and guidance with your current life issues. Talk about them with someone trained to listen who can help you today. Call LifeStart and book your appointment now. That's how I would close that. So I hope that helped. And let's see, we have another one to look at. Oh, this was Vast's. Vast asked for feedback on this copy. So we'll get to that in just a second. First, I'm going to figure out how to close the Hangout. Let's see, how do I close the Hangout? Not close the Hangout. I don't want to close the Hangout. I'm going to stop the screen share. Oh, we're not screen sharing. I forgot. Okay, so next, let me give you the next link. Vast's. Now, without screen sharing, I can't show you how to make this bigger, but you might be able to make it bigger. So let's take a look at this one. And this is all graphic too. Struggling to get the attention, the traffic, and the sales that you deserve. That's not bad. That's pre-head state the problem. A little big and make it smaller. I wouldn't ask the question there. Maybe I would. It really depends. Pre-head should state the problem. And obviously that is a problem, but obviously it's also everybody's problem. It's a pretty generic problem. Can you get any more specific? Secret WordPress plugin instantly magnetizes your site with the best, highest converting, most attention grabbing headlines. Wow, that's a mouthful. Well, okay, why is it a secret WordPress plugin? Obviously it's not a secret. You just had it on the internet. What's the big secret? Is it new? Is it revolutionary? I would definitely get headlines up there earlier. in that headline. Because if that's what this thing does, magnetizes with the best. So let's keep reading and see what this means, because I haven't read it all the way through yet. I just glanced at it the day Bass posted it, and I said, the graphics are a bit busy for me, but that's just me. Okay, so get more red-hot traffic as people feel compelled to read your content. Convert more leads as you grab more attention in your marketplace. Make more sales with more eyes on your content. Dominate competition and become the go-to guy in your niche. Well, all right. I don't know how a headline's going to do all that for me. And honestly, right now, I'm going disconnect in my head. But I'm going to keep reading because I'm critiquing. Keep reading to see how an ingenious little plugin, 12 months in the making and $25,000 in development, can add nitrous to your online business. I thought nitrous was laughing gas. Okay. Literally force people to land on your content by telling you the exact headline they're attracted to. And don't worry, this will work for you, and you don't need to be good at writing copy or a blog post. You see, okay. We can look at the video of how, no, I don't think we should do that because I don't know how it's going to pick up on the, I don't even know if it'll play here. No, it won't. So it doesn't matter. Honestly, what I'd be going with here is, as a copywriter myself, writing the headline is usually the biggest pain in the ass that I have. I need to get my headline just right. So that's what you should be making your point of very early and very often, is how important it is to get the headline right, how hard it is to get the headline right, how much time it takes, tweaking and testing. I use several different tools for my headlines. One is the emotional market value analyzer that tells me what the value of the headline is, how it appeals to people emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. And I spend a lot of time messing around with that headline, whereas if I had something that would tell me what my customer base exactly would respond to, then that's what I want to know straight up front, because yeah, it's going to convert more leads and sure, it'll bring more traffic, but what you should be focusing on there is how headlines do all of these things, because this is supposed to be about headlines. And right here at this point where you went to traffic and leads and sales, I'm thinking list building, SEO, pay-per-click, dominate competition definitely comes across as pay-per-click. So you want to tell me how having a better headline actually works in conjunction with all of these bullet points up here at your top. So let's see what else. Limited time offer, small number of copies. It's kind of early in your copy to be putting the scarcity in, but who knows, it may work. I'd like to know the results of your testing on that if you do decide to test it. Okay. Struggling to get the traffic. Yeah, you haven't made it to the point where it's like, hey, did you ever stop to think maybe your headline just sucks, and that's why your bounce rate is high, that's why people are leaving your site, that's why they're not buying your shit. You know, that's the kind of stuff you want to be saying in this sales letter. I used to literally bang my head against the wall trying to get the traffic I needed. Traffic. You're talking about traffic, you're not talking about what the product does. You know, a headline is there's definitely more to getting traffic than a headline. So you need to tie in how the traffic works with the headline. All right, most marketers have forgotten the first rule of advertising. Do you know what that rule is? Write it down. Catching attention. Okay, you're right. I'd have gotten to that point much earlier. Okay, people are busy and they have the attention span of a fruit fly. Yeah, or gnat. How do you grab their attention? In a word, headlines. Okay, that's good. Not just any headline. Killer headlines that catch your reader's attention, overshadow the competition, force them to pay attention to what you're selling. Populate your blog with headlines that are proven to get your reader's attention. More sales, more traffic, more opt-ins. David Ogilvy, very, very good. 80% of the success of your ad depends on your headline. National Enquirer, some of the best headline writers in the world. Imagine creating amazing headlines, leaving the competition standing, making sales every day in your business. Rise to the top of your market, sell more of your own products or affiliate products. Moreover, you would get more opt-ins and long-term revenue. You could build a powerful long-term business to look after you and your family. The only problem is this: how you come up with these headlines. Or to be more specific, how do you know which headlines will work for sure? And that's good. WordPress titles, winning headlines every time. Add in a number of titles to your post. In 48 hours, just check to see what headline is performing the best. Okay, now, here's where you're going to lose some of your base if you don't offset this earlier than here. Add a number of titles to your post. Well, the problem is now I've got to come up with all these titles, right? I get that because I'm not a newbie. Your newbies are probably going to be thinking this will do everything for them, and a good portion of them are probably going to skip right over this. So as I'm reading down, I'm expecting to see somewhere in this copy a supplement or a bonus that is going to give me hundreds of the most popular headlines ever used so that I can plug them in. Possibly a spinner, possibly some kind of suggestions on how to create headlines, because right there, anybody who is not a newbie is going to realize that they still have to come up with their own titles, and then they're going to have to test them, which means they're going to have to get a lot of traffic just to test to see which ones work. So you've got to offset those two problems. And what you could do in pre-launch if you're doing pre-launch. So use the headline to maximize the amount of traffic you get and make more money. Hopefully there's going to be a supplement in here that's going to explain how to do that as well. How are you going to maximize the amount of traffic based on this headline? Are you going to then give some kind of traffic generation outpost strategy that'll go with it to get more? Once you found the good one, how to get those first 300 views to see which one's the best, and then how to then go get more traffic once you found the best one. So 6 cents will be based on fact, not theory. You'll know which headline got the most clicks. Dominate the competition. Powerful headline after another. Authority in your niche. Okay. And the rest of this is pretty good. Hey, that guarantee looks familiar. That's good. That's good. You close is good. The guy with the clock for a head just weirds me out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Delay will be costly. I get what you're saying there. That totally took my attention away from your scarcity and put it on the picture going, don't like that. But that's me. That could be a preference. Hard to tell. And that's about it. So that one is Bassett's and that one is excellent. And we just have one more to do, which is not bad, but I can't find. Here we go. There it is. Let me get the link for you. Now, you should be able to see this because I think it was left open for you. This is a Google Doc. This is the Pitbull story that Tega asked us to look at on Feedback Friday. And looking at this, I have a couple of questions that I didn't get a chance to ask Tega before I started doing this. But my first thing is, it looks to me like the reader here hasn't bought anything. All they've done is an opt-in for a freebie. And that's great. Okay, so now you're at an OTO, or upsell. Question is that accurate? If they already bought something, we need a different approach. But if they haven't bought anything and they've just opted in for a freebie, we still need a different approach, but not as the same one. So I'm gonna work on the assumption that they opted in for a freebie just because it says you made a great decision to grab your free Pitbull charm keying. I'm gonna think that's supposed to be key ring. and we wanted to personally thank you for it. Your order is being sent directly to our shipping center and will be delivered to your front door in the next 5 to 7 business days. Now that's excellent. That is an excellent way to handle an OTO, is to start off by making them know that you've got their order for the first thing. It's going to be sent to them. Now, here's where she leads in, but first we want to tell you the story of our day at the park. Okay. That's kind of weak. You need to be a little bit more attention-grabbing here. While you are waiting for that to arrive in your mail, I want to take a few minutes to tell you about a day at the park with whatever happened. And as we read, I guess we'll find out. I've already read it, but I don't want to kill the suspense. Tyson is just like any other dog. We would always say he loves our daily trips to the park every day without fail. Clumsy sentence. It needs shorter. You need to be writing as if you're writing to somebody who's got a third grade reading level. Okay? Everybody loves him there, so it's okay. We always said to ourselves, what's okay? You took your dog to the park? Why is that okay? Plenty of people take their dog to the park. So why did you say that's okay? Let me just look up. Maybe because pit bull, you don't want to take a pit bull to the park? I don't know. I don't own a pit bull, and I haven't researched this, so I can't tell you what goes through a pit bull owner's mind. But if that was your concern, you should be saying so here, because your reader may be a new pit bull owner who hasn't come across the prejudices and doesn't really understand why you think it would be why you think you'd have to think, well, it's okay, take your dog to a park. Everybody takes their dog to a park. So get a little better to that. Tyson won't fight. He wasn't raised that way. That might actually be better off with the paragraph above. Explain that you're worried about taking the dog to the park because you were worried the dog would fight, but you thought it was okay because he wasn't raised like that until that day at the park. This story about the young man who came into the park, I have to tell you, this goes on way too long. Way too long. You need to pepper this. You need to change this story up so that in the very beginning you're getting to the point of what happened. The dog got in a fight. The authorities were called. The dog had to be put to sleep. You were heartbroken. You wanted to know if there was any other way to do it. And then you can tell the rest of this story, peppering the rest of your copy between your features and your benefits and your offer and your bonuses and your close and your guarantee and whatever it is you're doing. Because I really, as we get down to the bottom, let's see. Your close is pretty good, but I don't even want to go that much further until you fix the introduction here, because just getting to the point, it took too long. It took too long to get there, and you need to actually fix this. So when do we finally get to starting the point? Here we go. All right, here's what you get. I don't even see. You didn't make a good transition here. So with that revelation, we swore we would not let that happen to us or anyone else ever again. That should be period. It should be a new paragraph. Even though our Tyson paid the ultimate price, we wanted to create a resource that would provide pit owners with the care, advice, there should be a comma there, and warning signs to be aware of when raising your beloved pit bull. Now, here's where you should introduce the product in big, bold letters. And this, we wanted to create a resource that's going to come down a little bit later. Before, this is the here's what you're going to get part. Now, you could leave it, we wanted to create a resource. Hold on, I'm still looking at this. Okay, you're using Imagine way too much in here. You need to use the source. and get some adjectives or something. This is too repetitive. I think you need a little bit more of an introduction here about the product. Not we wanted to create, but this product is a resource that would allow pit lowers. Not this product is, but obviously the name of the product, which I don't remember having seen. But your close is pretty good. Like I said, I would fix what you need to fix up there at the beginning before we go any further with what else to do in here. Just because you want to see the flow, and as you fix that introduction and you get to it earlier, you'll then be able to identify parts of the story where you could then start to pepper the other parts. You know, when you talk about in one of your features of taking the dog to the park, you would say something about you know, what to do when the other guy comes and has a mean dog that's not on a leash that he won't put on a leash. That could be in your benefits. You wouldn't lose your dog the same way. So that's my advice on this one. And so that really wraps us up. We've taken a look at 3 sales letters that were all asked, that were all requested to be critiqued. So that's that. I can't find our, there it is. Found us. Okay, so that is that. It says we have 1 viewer, but I don't know who it is. And so any other questions, go in the chat box. They could also go in the Zen Copywriting group, and I'll post a link to the Zen Copywriting group right here in this chat. Hopefully it will show up. And it's 3:36. I allotted for an hour. I thought it would be about a half. It was a little bit longer. I'm not sure if I want to go for a full hour in the future. I think I want to keep it a half an hour because it's MailBag. It's just answering questions. If we start to see we're getting more questions, maybe add a second session, because more than a half an hour for me on cam at one time is kind of much. And besides, I've got Vino behind me waiting for me. So I got to go start the dinner. But that is all I really have for today. So any other questions, the link to fill out the form to send questions in for Mailbag Monday is in the Zen Copywriting group. So don't forget to join that, and we'll see you there or next week. Bye.